Hello, YouTube. Just wanted to say hello and to make some acknowledgments. I just wanted to thank Mike from Old Man Things for sending me this Stormy Cromer hat. Apparently, it's it's local to Wisconsin, and I've noticed everyone who lives in the Michigan/Wisconsin area usually wears a hat like this, and so he sent it to me, and it fits my big melon perfectly. So thank you very much, Mike at Old Man Things. Just just wanted to say, yeah, I'm getting towards the end of this journal, and if you know me at all, this is like the last. I started this one. Take a look. Blah, blah, blah. I started this one at, come on, book 17, volume 2, book 17. Ooh. On Monday, 10 November 2025. So that would be about 3 weeks after Bill passed away. And so I had a journal previous to this one which recorded that event and everything going around it. I also keep a writer's notebook, which is a it's a sloppier version, less structured, and sometimes the entries would have something to do with Bill and my mourning him, and some sort of pertinent feelings were in there. So I basically copied it on my printer and just stuffed it into this, so you could see the sprain is sort of the spine is sort of straining here. But yeah, I've been I guess you could say doing the work, as it were, of grieving, doing the homework, such as it is. But I've always said a blank notebook and a piece of paper, a blank notebook and a pen are a more effective means of therapy than any therapist would be. You just basically, as long as you're honest with yourself and you put pen to paper and you're honest with your feelings, writing is a very powerful, almost magical thing, and it will do much good for the head and heart. And that's all I can say. And you don't impose rules on it. You just write. I mean, yeah, if you want to put a date so you can, I do that with the writer's journal too. I just put a date on it, uh, so you can basically timestamp when you wrote it. But yeah, I believe writing is a very, very healthy thing to do. Any act of creativity is, and I'm glad I've been doing this. I've been writing. I've been keeping a journal. If you've been following along, you know that I keep a journal. I mentioned this a few times during the course of my videos. I keep a journal, and I just wonder if there's anyone out there that also keeps a journal as well, of any type. Whether it's just basic, record the weather, went to store today, they didn't have my favorite beer, or whatever, or to something more nuanced, and and emotional. Whatever it is, do you keep a journal, and are you consistent with it? Also, I'm in the middle of, I guess we can call this kind of a booktube thing too. I'm in the middle of reading Comanche Moon, Larry McMurtry. It's a prequel to Lonesome Dove. I'm reading the entire cycle slowly. I've already read this book, but I'm rereading it again, rereading it, and I came up with a paragraph that is pure. It sums up the Larry McMurtry ethos perfectly. The sad inertia of time, and I'll mark it off right here. If you would just bear with me, I wrote down on my little sticky tab, pure McMurtry, and it goes like this: Call Call found Gus McRae asleep by the river, under a bluff that looked familiar. Long before, when the two of them were young rangers, about 10-15 years previous, Augustus had stumbled off that very bluff one night and twisted his ankle badly when he hit. Then, because of Clara Forsythe, Gus had been too agitated to watch where he was going. Now, an hour after sunup, he was snoring away and probably hung over because he pined for the same woman. In a boat, turning slowly in the middle of the river, an old man was fishing. An old man had been fishing the night Gus hurt his ankle. For all Call knew, it might even be the same old man, in the same boat. Years had worn off the calendar, But what had changed? The river still flowed, the old man still fished, and Augustus McCrae still pined for Clara. And I don't know, that one really kind of hit me because I think that's what McMurtry really excels in. Um, the sad, slow passage of time, especially when you have unresolved business that you're just letting sit there, and rather than acting upon it. At least in Lonesome Dove, anyway, you have characters that are too afraid to make a move. They're too afraid to accept any sort of change in their lives, and it leads to a lifetime of regrets. And that's basically the theme running between the characters Gus McCrae, Clara Forsyth, later to be Alan, didn't marry Gus. Captain Call and Maggie, the prostitute who bore his son, which he never accepted was his son and never gave him his name. Even when he had plenty of opportunities to, he just couldn't admit that he made a mistake, or couldn't admit that the kid was his son, because, as Gus once said, he would admit that he had a moment of weakness. He would admit that he was human, and Call wasn't about to do that, because Call's very practical, cut and dry. Anything impractical, like emotions, like messy emotions, he wants nothing to do with. So yeah, it's kind of an overcast Saturday. I'm probably going to go down, after this cup of coffee, go down and work on the Zero Room a little bit more, sort out the books till I'm tired of it, and then come up here and maybe write some letters. It's a hard life, but someone's going to do it. Thank you very much, Mike, again for the hat. I love it, and we'll be wearing it when the weather cools down, which may be sooner than I think, because it's May and I'm still lighting a fire for the wood this morning. I'm still lighting a fire to warm the place up this morning on May 9th. So, New England weather is moody. Take care, folks, and we'll speak to you soon. À la prochaine.